Yes, welcome back this week. We've got summer this week. I'm just about to get my shades because it's bright and I'm squinting. I've got wrinkly enough eyes without squinting even more. Mind that. Anyway, just gonna do some Kohaku bashing, which I started last week. It was about 4 or 5 days ago now, so they need another look at, and probably the small, well, not they, I'm going to leave the big one alone now because it's looking fine, just the small one now, probably a bit more topical and probably another injection. Hopefully it's not looking anywhere near as red as it was. It probably is, because that's the way I roll, that's the way my fish are. Anyway, so I'll get some bits together now, we'll have another look at it, and hopefully there'll be a marked improvement. It did only have one antibiotic jab last week. I actually wanted to give it 2, but I shouldn't moan, but work has been really busy last week, got a lot on, and we had a few odd days of rain and shower and stuff, so it puts us a bit behind and stuff, so crazy. But anyway, so we're going to have a look at the fish now. Floating basket thingy. I do like this. It's just handy to, when you're netting a fish quickly and you just want to have a quick look of it, or you haven't got everything to hand. It's a bit, when you anyone that's ever netted a fish and tried to get it out, sometimes you need another pair of hands or 2 pairs of hands to try and get the fish out from the pan net. This just gives you a bit more breathing space to be able to put the net down and then net it out with the sock. So I do like it, it is very handy, and I would definitely recommend, if anyone ever sees one for sale, is to get it. They can vary in price, but anywhere from 50 to maybe £100, but very handy. I think so anyway. Anyway, so it's down there. We'll get the air off, and then we'll get it in the basket, have a quick look, see what we need to do. Good if it was nothing, but I very much doubt it. Right, I'll get the air off, and we'll do that now. Yes, definitely going to need to come out. I had a quick look in the basket, and it's thrashing around a bit, so just put it in a bit of sedate and I'll give it a couple of minutes to go over, and then I'll get a better look at it, but it's not looking, I don't know, it looked a bit red, so it's safer to get it out and not quite stress it and let it thrash around in the floating basket much. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes when it goes over. So, not good. Not happy with that at all. I think trying to get this to heal is going to be very, very tricky, because it's just, it's a big blob there, look, and then you've got this red here, and then all of these pussy scales there that are filled with junk. But as I said last time, because it's on a joint, I think this fish is an I don't like being defeated, but I don't think I'm going to be able to save this fish. I'm going to give it a go, but I just think there's no bone there, but it's very, see, all of this you can see is swollen. Look, it's a big lump, and then you've got this horrible red here. This is going to be a hard go, so I'm definitely going to give it an injection to help it along. I'm going to have to just keep on top of it. I don't know. clean up a bit, get a jab, and then get it back, really. Fantastic. Great. I'm just waiting for the fish to come round. I've probably gone a bit too super aggressive on it. So I cleaned the wound up with HP, hydrogen peroxide, just dabbed it on the real red part, waited for it to fizz up a bit, and then dabbed it off with a cotton bud, then put some tamidine on it, then I gave it an injection, antibiotics that I had, and now it's back in the pond. It's not happy, it's taken a while to come round, but needs must. It's pretty bad, isn't it? So, joy. So I've gone probably maybe too hard with using the HP, because it can burn good skin as well as bad skin. So although I used it sparingly, I didn't pour it on. As I say, it can be too harsh, but we'll see. I'm not happy with that fish at all. So, and not super confident it's gonna, make a comeback. So I'm going to have a check-up as well about how often I can give it an antibiotic, or what's the recommendation for an antibiotic injection. I think it's every other day. If that's the case, I'll definitely get it out within a couple of days. I'll do a bit of research and then re-administer some antibiotics. But say not looking good, because it's on a movable part, i.e. its peck. Whether or not it's going to heal very well, if at all, who knows. The joys. Absolute joy. And while I am over it, I have noticed, I don't know how well that's going to come up. That is too long for my liking as well. Look, weed. It's gone from being a bit of a fuzz now to this long, stringy, couple of inch stuff. So I'm going to treat with that. I'll put the camera underneath actually in a second and see what it looks like under the water, but I need to treat that sooner rather than later, because once it starts going, as everyone knows, it goes nuts, and then you're left with absolute carnage trying to rake out what you can get out, and then blocking drains and drums and just general carnage. Oh, right, I think I've still got some weed stuff from last year. I'll go and dig it out, and if I have, we'll get that in. I've got a preferred treatment for that. Those of you who've been in quite a while will know what that is, but I'll get it and we'll have a quick talk about it if I've got it. If not, I'll have to get someone order. I'll go and do that now while this fish is hopefully coming round. It's flapping and the gills are moving. Right. So that's what I'm going to use the blanket retreatment. Used it last year, really good. But I've noticed the fish are loving it. I've got some underwater footage. I'm not sure what that looks like just yet because I filmed it a minute ago, but I've got a lot more. Get away. Look how long it is this side. But it's not quite as long over there. It's more of a fuzz than the string algae kind of stuff. Obviously that end gets way more sunlight. Yeah, it's a bit long there, so I'm going to treat it now anyway, before it gets carnage. It's still longer than I'd have liked. I should have done it last week, but for whatever reason didn't. But before I do that, I'm just going to get the little Kohaku out. Just give it a quick another check over and probably another injection. I did me bit of research every other day for 3 or 4 days, so it's actually been 3 days, but I'm going to get it also been busy over the weekend, so I'm going to get it out and do that now, pop it back in, and then put my blanket weed treatment stuff in and let the carnage begin with all the weed and the drum cleaning. So I need to make sure I keep on top of making sure me fresh water going in, because the drum will be cleaning quite a bit more when it starts all flaking off. As I say, the fish are loving eating it at the minute, so I'm a bit disappointed. Right, let's crack on and get the Kohaku out, have a quick look at it. I don't want to spend too long on it. Obviously I did probably, we'll see how bad it is in a minute, but go a bit too heavy with using HP to clean the wound, but we'll see. You never know. But yeah, I'm not expecting any miracles with it. As I say, I do think it's going to be quite tricky for it to heal well, because it is on the right on the ball of the peck on the bottom. So anyway, I'll get it out, we'll have a look, and then get it back and chuck me clear water weed treatment in. Right, get some water out and put it in the bowl. Still quite red, but don't look as angry, I don't think, as the other day. It's these little pussy things I'm not liking. That side's gone down. If it feels rough and horrible, it's just this line of red there. So I think I'll just do what I did the other day, ease some of the muck out that's under here. Give it a jab and get it back. Chuck a bit of Tamadine all over this. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Right, anyway, I'll crack on with that. Should just squirt a load of the old Tamadine on it. Careful not to get any under the gill. And then, I don't know. I want to try and be positive about it, but again, the fish is still swimming around fine, eating with the rest, pushing everyone out of the way. And even that's gone white now. That was red the other day. Bloody carp pox, look at it, it's awful. Even got a bit on its mouth, on its top lip there. And a bit there, look. Right, let's get you back. Fish back in, swimming around. We've just spent a couple of minutes picking out some of the bigger, stringier bits. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough now. I'm going to need 26 spoonfuls. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to need 26 of these. So if I haven't got enough, then we'll just have to all go in, and I'll order some more. Thought I had more than this, obviously. I can't remember if I did treat last year, it was the year before. Anyway, I'll get them counted out, get that mixed up. I'm just going to mix it up in that, and then get it in there. And then just keep an eye on things really. The thing I do like about this, I used to use cloverleaf blanket answer, CBA, as it's abbreviated to you normally. But that does cloud and milky the water for a good few days after using it. This doesn't. And if I remember rightly, maybe for an hour or a few hours, and then it sort of clears by the next day, and whatever's in it, the active microbials or whatever, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. And then the pond stays relatively clear, if not clear for the whole time you're using it. So that for me is a bonus. You can see the fish. And it cleared the weed last time I used it, so yeah. So all good, that's what we want. Right, get this measured out, get it in. I'll order some more. Actually, I'll put a link in the description down below where I got it from. I think I got it from .koi, possibly, somewhere like that. I'll have a Google. I'll have a quick Google or look in the Koi purchase folder on email. But yeah, I'll need some more. So not quite enough. It's 2/3 of a dose, but it's what I've got, so I'm going to go with it and get it in. Let's mix it up. Actually mixed okay, there's a few bigger bits in the bottom there. But I haven't done any jug to jug pouring or anything. I just literally filled it up with water and then started decanting from it. There we go, a little light. That's what we're looking like. So it's Monday evening, no, about 7:30. Hopefully by the morning it'll have cleared up somewhat. There we go, the drum kicking off already. Right, that's it for today. see what it looks like in the morning. I'll leave the GoPro out and try and remember, then rush it around and see what it looks like. I've just woke up, as you can probably tell because I look a mess. The weather forecast for today is absolutely horrendous. Weather warnings, flooding and heavy rain till early afternoon. Well, it's not raining at the minute, it is very wet everywhere, so it's not working. Anyway, so it's the morning after the blanket weed treatment. Bit of a foam build up, that's to be expected, I think, because of the water's reasonably clear now. Still a slight hint of cloudy. So yeah, it started coming away yet, the walls. Alright, alright. But yeah, so a few more days and it should be good to go. There's no long stuff on this edge. It was literally that edge. I think you can see from the underwater edge footage, and that side. I've noticed actually just then, the big shag, it didn't like the treatment and it was flashing like nuts, and it's knocked a couple of scales out. This side. Yeah. Just add to the list of missing scales on that fish. So yeah, I'm happy with it. A few more days and the water should be reasonably clear, but no doubt be getting the clumps of blanket weed still coming off. Now none of the drum go crazy yet, but no doubt once it starts all falling off it will. But so I need to keep an eye on my waste tray and the waste chute, because that has blocked before with the amount of weed that was coming off. But other than that, good. Yes! Hi, thanks for watching this week. Actually got a bit too much footage this week for a few things that I was chatting rubbish about and just to put in, so that'll be the start of next week's video, just to try and keep the stuff around 20-ish minutes long. So yeah, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week. Remember, hit the subscribe button somewhere down there, that'd be fantastic. Thumbs up is always great. Catch you next week where hopefully the weather stays. It's glorious today and the fish are happy.